Well, the group we're talking about in this segment is named City Year, and our guest, Paul Davis. He's here with good news for public education. Paul, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me today.
On board. What is this organization?
So City Year is an organization that really started about 30 years ago in Boston, actually, with the idea that national service can really have a significant impact on our country. The name City Year actually comes from the idea of giving a year of service to your city. And our founders had the vision that one day the most commonly asked question for a young person would be, where are you going to do your year of service? That service really evolved into cities across the country from Boston to where we're at now, where we're in 29 cities. And as we expanded from Boston to other cities, what we realized was that the cities we were working with, one of the biggest challenge areas they were having was actually in schools and in education. And so our service evolved to really meet the needs of the communities that we're working in, and that led us here to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where we work very closely with our partners at Tulsa Public Schools to be able to provide tutors and mentors to our students.
But it's not just Tulsa, is it?
No, it's not. We're in 29 cities from Boston to LA, San Francisco, Jacksonville, Florida, Miami. We're all over the country. And that national scale gives us a lot of opportunity to have significant impact. Our goal is actually to help students graduate on track and on time from high school.
Kids have enough going against them this day and age.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the kids that you hear about, the sport figures, the academic successes, that's all well and good. But there are a lot of kids out there that really have no support at all.
Yeah, and it's, I think that so many of our students and our kids in our communities, they don't need a hero. What they need is a coach or a mentor or somebody just to stand behind them in their corner so that they can have the confidence and see that path forward of where they want to go. And that's what a City Year AmeriCorps member does. So we recruit young people to provide that year of service in schools and to help coach and mentor students. So that they have that person in their corner who believes in them and believes in their ability to succeed. And it really helps to push and drive our students. We couple that relationship with evidence-based programming so that what our core members are teaching and tutoring the students in are really helping them grow their academics, making sure that they're showing up to school every day and building the social and emotional skills that they need to be successful.
Have you got any numbers, success rates, anything you can point to yet?
Yeah, our goal is to get students to graduation. And here in Tulsa, one of the first schools that we partnered with was Webster High School. This is a high school on the west side of Tulsa, and really where that manufacturing base of Tulsa's history has been. That school, when we joined them about 6 years ago, had a 53% graduation rate. And what that means is that a student that started there only had a 1 in 2 shot of graduating 4 years later. What we worked with that school to really implement some pretty structured programming, as well as with some other community partners. And in 5 years, that graduation rate has increased to 83%.
So essentially, they're getting the support through this program that they probably don't get at home or anywhere else.
Yeah, and it's, the students' needs are complicated. Every student has a different family situation. For many of them, a school can be one of the few places where they can really recharge and feel safe and secure. And
for many of them, get a meal.
Yeah, food is huge for many of our students, but just the community resources, the schools really are one of the few community hubs left in our city that a student's able to go to. There's not, many of our students are not in many of the other places where traditionally we may have been. So they might not have an extended family living near them. They might not have a church community that they're active in. Many of them don't have that third place where they're gonna go. And so that school gets the opportunity to be a place where they can go, get access to the community services that they need, and get the energy and supports that they need to be able to go back out into the world every day.
How are the young folks chosen that end up mentoring the students that need it?
So we recruit nationwide. City Year has over 3,000 AmeriCorps members in all 29 of our cities. Here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we have 82. And these core members are people that identify that they want to serve in our city, but many of them are not from Oklahoma. Over 60% of our core members come from different states. And our goal is to bring them here to Tulsa and help them understand how vibrant our community is and really help them buy into the vision of where we're trying to get our city to go. We recruit on college campuses across the country. We recruit on many of the social media platforms, trying to just get our message in front of kids and help them understand that our message of being able to change our society is something that they really agree with. We see this with a lot of the young people we're recruiting. They are passionate about improving their city. They're passionate about improving the country. But many of them don't see a path for how they can do that, and they don't know how they can achieve that on their own. And so they sign up for national service through City Year and other AmeriCorps programs to be able to achieve that goal.
Enter the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation with a major grant.
Yeah, we're really excited about this opportunity.
First of all, how large was it?
So it's a $12.7 million grant, and it's going to be funded in 4 of our cities across the country. Tulsa's lucky enough to be one of the first cities that is going to launch this grant. The idea behind it is it's called the Network for School Improvement. And schools right now are oftentimes are facing many challenges. And what we see is that those challenges that are happening in Tulsa are similar to the same challenges that are happening in Milwaukee, Chicago, LA, Jacksonville. And what we need to do is, one, empower the leaders in the school to be able to address the challenges. There are many education experts, but oftentimes you have that situation of the ivory tower, right? Where somebody else, whether that be a legislator or a policymaker or a researcher, has an idea and schools are implementing it. What we want to do is we want to empower our schools so that they're given the opportunity to take best practice research and implement that, but also make sure that it's right and appropriate for their school. So what we're giving them is not all the best ideas. What we're really working with them to do is giving them the right tools and training. What we're going to do is we're going to leverage a continuous improvement model where the school leaders in each of the buildings are actually able to learn and train about how to develop, implement continuous improvement within their school so that they're able to not just try out new ideas, but really test them and measure them to see what works, so that they know if these ideas that they're implementing are working and they can quickly iterate on them, so that they're able to do small changes that they can iterate on and grow to build kind of a snowball effect of change.
Mm-hmm. So you work not only with the student, but with the administrator as well. God knows that's needed.
Yeah.
It truly is. As a matter of fact, I heard a soundbite on one of the local stations here recently. Some guy's talking about, well, the problem, I think, is up there at the head of it. They're making too much money. Really? Really? Without understanding the problems that the school system faces, to make a statement like that is blind.
Well, and I think what my own personal experience, and I mean, it's probably the same with you, what we've experienced in our education is not what's really happening in public schools today. The challenges that our students are facing are complex.
Totally different.
They're tied to issues of systemic poverty that we're just starting to understand, many of us. And our schools are trying to are put in a position where it's not just about education, but it's also about food, it's about access to social work, it's about mental health and anxiety.
And safety.
Exactly.
Paul, we're out of time, and I'm so sorry. I wish we had more time to explore this. Can we do it again?
Absolutely. Love to come back, Sam.
Thank you so very much. We're all out of time. Thank you for joining us for this edition. We'll see you next time.